Hi, in this video, I want to talk about something really interesting. Let's start. We all use our five senses every day: our seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. But what happens when one of those senses doesn't work properly? Here what we're going to talk about. Science and technology have helped us a lot by making special tools that can improve or even replace a sense when it's weak or gone. In this presentation, I'll show you how different technologies help people with each of the five senses. I'll also talk about if they are always good or if there are some problems with them too. Okay, let's start with sight. Many people in the world have problems with their eyes. Some can't see well and some are completely blind. Glasses and contact lenses are two tools that help people see clearly. They can change the way light goes into the eyes so the image looks sharper. For people who are blind or have serious eye problems, there are special technologies like bionic eyes or even night vision goggles. A bionic eye is a machine that connects to the brain and helps blind people see lights or shapes. Night vision goggles help people see in the dark, like in the army. These tools are super helpful. They help people live a normal life, but they can also be expensive and not everyone can get them. Also, some people are scared to have the surgery for things like laser eye treatment or a bionic eye. So, even though it's great science, it's not always easy or perfect. Next is hearing. Some people are born deaf and others lose their hearing later. One common tool is a hearing aid. A hearing aid makes sounds louder so the person can hear better. It's like a little speaker inside the ear. Another tool is a cochlear implant. This is more advanced. It goes inside the ear and helps send sound signals to the brain. It's used for people who cannot hear at all. These devices change lips. They help people understand speech, talk to others, and feel more included. But they also have downsides. Cochlear implants need surgery, and some people don't like the idea of having a machine in their head. Also, good hearing aids can cost a lot of money, which isn't fair for people who can't afford them. Now let's talk about touch. Touch is a very important sense. It helps us feel pain, temperature, and textures. Some people lose this sense, especially if they lose a hand or a leg. But now, scientists have made prosthetic hands that can feel things using sensors. These fake hands can sometimes send signals to the brain so the person can feel pressure or movement. There is also another called haptic technology. It's used in video games or VR to make it feel like you're touching something real. Some companies are trying to use this for people with nerve problems to help them feel again. This kind of technologies gives people hope. They can do things they couldn't do before, like hold a cup or feel if something is hot or cold. But again, it's expensive and it doesn't always work perfectly yet. Some prosthetics can break or feel uncomfortable too. Okay, taste. Taste is a fun sense, but sometimes people lose it because of sickness or age. Scientists made something called an electronic tongue. It's not for eating, but it can taste things like a human tongue. It's used in food factories to test flavors and make sure food tastes the same every time. There are also devices that help people who can't taste anymore. For example, a special spoon that uses electricity to make food taste salty, even if there is no salt. This helps people eat healthier. These inventions are cool and helpful, but they're not perfect. They are mostly used in factories and not in homes. And some people think using fake taste is weird or not natural. I have got to smell. Smelling. The smell is a sense we don't think about a lot, but it's very important. It helps us enjoy food, notice danger, and even remember things. People who lose their sense of smell might feel sad or disconnected. Scientists made a machine called an electronic nose. It can smell things like gas leaks, dirty air, or even sickness in the body. Some devices try to help people smell again by sending smells through their nose or brain. These technologies is still growing, but it can be very helpful. The bad part is that most devices are used in labs or factories, not for people. Also, some people think it's strange to copy smell with machines. Now that we went through all our senses, let's answer the two debatable questions. The first question: to what extent should we continue to develop products that impact the way people or other living things perceive and respond to their surroundings? My opinion is that I think we should keep making and improving this kind of products because they help people in big ways. If someone cannot see or hear or touch properly, these technologies give them a better life. For example, glasses help us see clearly, and hearing aids helps us hear sounds again. Isn't that amazing? I guess it is. But I also believe we should be careful. These products should be safe and not harm the environment. We should not make things that hurt animals or the planet. And we should try to make them cheaper so everyone can use them, not just rich people. So yes, we should continue to develop these tools, but we need to think about how we make them, how they help, and if they are good for the world or not. The second debatable question that we're going to answer is: to what extent is the use of sense-enhancing technology a responsible and ethical choice? I think using sense-enhancing technology is a responsible and ethical choice, but when we use it in the right way. If someone is blind or deaf or cannot feel things, it's kind and fair to help them with tools that science has created. That is being responsible because we are helping them, helping others. But sometimes people might use these tools just for fun or when they don't really need them. Or maybe the technology is not safe yet or it costs too much. That's when it can become unfair. So I believe it is a good and ethical thing to help people with this technology. But we must be careful. Again, we must be careful. We have to think about people's safety, feelings, and rights. We should always use science in a kind and fair way, not in a way that it can be unfair. And finally, the final thoughts. Okay, science has helped us so much. Even when a sense doesn't work, technology can bring it back. That's really powerful. But we should always think carefully about how we use it. These tools must be safe, fair, and made for everyone, not just for people with lots of money, like rich people. And so, yeah, although science can be helpful and powerful, but we need to think carefully for it to be fair for everyone and equal. I hope you learned something new from my video, and thank you for listening.